Boogie, boogie.
All right, guys, Star. This one's for you. The beat is fire and I'm ready to go because it's time for the Basco scenario. Some people like flair, some people like flash, but if it ain't hot, some people call it trash. I call him vanilla chocolate. He just like when it fits well in my pocket. Watch it now or watch it later. His name so fly, it means liberator. Sit back, relax, and watch the show. Gascar, get ready, man. It's time to go. Peace. Basco scenario coming to you each and every week. Peace.
Is there any stuff? Welcome back to another great episode of The Hangout. How you boys doing?
Yo.
What up? What up?
What up? I'm not doing so good. My team's
Oh,
not
no.
winning. My team's not winning.
Oh no!
If they lose, they're out. If
Oh, you
they
got to
lose,
send them
they're
positive vibes right now. DJ,
out.
go.
Positive
Positive
vibes.
vibes.
DJ don't care.
Okay.
All right. That's what I'm saying. All right. That means they're gonna win, bro.
Listen,
This is gonna
all I know is about hockey pretty much is the Mighty Ducks knuckle puck. no, I know a little about hockey. I don't keep track about it that much.
As somebody who lives in the original 6 territory, I wish you luck, my brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's not a good one. It's not a good one. So
Yeah.
Ovechkin, man, just lit us up before, and yeah,
This is a
It is
winner
what
go
it
home
is.
situation.
that is correct. They have to win
Okay.
3 straight, or else they're out. They've done it in the past, but not with.
I've seen crazy things happen in sports, man.
It does. The playoffs is everybody's game, right?
Yeah,
Everything changes in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
What
true.
is it?
Yeah.
I always say it. Playoffs are a different beast, and I think that goes for any sports. The NBA,
And
Major
especially
Leagues.
football. Football, one of the
Football.
sports. It's winner go home every single time. So
yeah,
Right.
right, exactly. So it's like soccer has that home and away game,
yeah,
right? Like right now, the big thing that's going on is Champion League,
Mhm.
and it's like before they had a crazy rule, right? So if you were playing away and you scored the first goal of that game, it would count for 1.5 goals.
Right.
So
The
when-
scoring sheet. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they would come back, and it was like you had to do like math to see who was winning.
yeah.
Now they changed it. Now it's like 2 going away, and the scores of both games add up, and whoever wins,
That's who gets
you
their
know,
own.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They had to just create more games.
Yeah, like my wife's saying, it's all a conspiracy, right? They're gonna say, Montreal, don't worry, Montreal's gonna win. They're gonna want to, more money. The league wants more money. They're gonna drag this on to like a game 7. I'm like looking at her, really?
That's
And she
NBA.
goes,
That's NBA. NBA does that.
seriously. And I'm looking at her. She goes, for a real conspiracy theorist, like you don't even think that. And I'm like, not today. Not with all the freaking, not with all the replays and stuff like that. And there's cameras everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
that's why the soccer leagues were like, they were really upset when they brought video replay into the game.
Oh, because
Because there were so many referees that were on payrolls. That
Mhm.
was big, big, man.
Yeah, but now they just have selective camera angles.
Exactly. That angle, that camera wasn't working.
Certain
Yeah.
plays only get one angle, and then it's like, come on, you got a camera on the blade of glass. You got a camera on that guy's shoes.
Yeah. It's just like that that commercial about or a video on the net about the IT guy, right? Is always like under not respected, and he asks for a raise, and they go, no, we don't really need you. So he goes to the back and actually just cuts the wire, or just takes it out a bit.
Yeah.
And they're all dead, and then they called him back, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
All he did was
all he did was that. And everybody's like, "Ooh, what's going on?" But yeah, now let's see what's in the chat. We got Shifty, as always, saying Andor season 2 is so good, but not as good as season 1. Episode 5 last night had more plot threads going all at once than any Game of Thrones episode ever. It was nuts. You almost need a notepad to keep up. And sorry to disagree with you, but I find this show as snooze fest.
Really?
I find, dude, I fell asleep twice yesterday watching it. I had to watch it again. Like,
yes, I agree.
before
It
the show.
is. It is a slow show, but I like these kind of, I guess you say, spy thrillers where. So this the one episode reminded me of what's the movie was Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, The Departed, where everybody is playing everybody situation. It kind of reminded me of that. It's a very slow. It does. You have to really pay. Like he said, you might have to go back. You have to be like locked in. So, but yeah, because I was at work watching, I had to like rewind it a few times. Like, okay, what because I wasn't like really that focused on it.
Yeah,
but I get when people say, "Oh, it's boring," because it's not bam, bam, bam action all the time. But it's not that type of show. If you, I think if you know that going into it, and not expect that, I think you would enjoy it better. But
I don't know if you guys noticed watching it. I don't know. Fletch G, did you watch it?
No.
Yeah.
No. No. Yeah.
Oh,
no. No one
G
yet.
watched it.
No one yes.
Is that a yeah?
G, I think G watched it like I did, with one eye open, one eye closing.
I'm sitting there.
I feel like so it happened in the first three, in the second three. The second episode is always the weaker of the three episodes, I believe.
The second episode made me laugh, and I'm going to tell you why. So you see that scene where you have Bix and Andor, right? Andor's leaving, right, to do that whole planet thing. So they have like they do their quick little sex thing. The scene that it cuts to, see what it was? It was the elevator pod going through the tunnel that looked like a butt.
Oh, man.
I am not kidding.
I gotta go back
and watch it. And wait, it gets better. It gets better. And then it goes I think what's his name again? Cyril?
Nobody knows.
Cyril, I guess it's Cyril, the one that's with the blonde chick.
Yeah. The one that's the mole. The one that's the mole.
Right. So remember when he comes back when he got an hour, turn off the lights?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And it cuts to the scene at the cafe with the thing, the hot cafe steam pipe coming out and steam coming out of the cafe. Watch it, go back to it. I was like, what the heck?
Oh, the
is
sexual
going
innuendos.
on here? Yes. And steam's coming out of it.
That's
I'm
funny.
like, my God. So when they had the whole lesbian kissing part there, with the girl, I'm like, what is it gonna cut to?
So there was no
She did.
Oh my God. I was like, it was too funny. I thought I'm perverted. It's me. It's my mind, how it's processing. And I'm like, nope, it's there. So I definitely goes back to those scenes.
It's kind of like
the one thing I'm struggling with the show, because y'all are more Star Wars fans than I am, the politics part of it. Because I don't know all the true lore and the background of all the politics parts of it, like from the books. So I have to go get reference. But I said I enjoy this show because I like those kind of movies. There's more slow burn. You're
a normie. You said it before. You're more of a normie.
I like the Mission Impossible, vibe. Like when he's like getting his mission brief, like you're so and so, you did this, you're this is your job, blah blah. This is the character you're playing. I like the scene when the dude's daughter meets him at the cafe, and he's like, "Why, basically like you're a rookie, like you don't know what you're doing. Like I could be a spy, I could be a double crosser." And those goons that you got following me, telling them back off, like basically showing you don't know what you're doing yet. I'm the pro here. I like that scene, but again, I think the second episode was weaker than the first two of this batch. But I'm enjoying the show. But it is a slow burn. It's a slow burn. Not a lot of action, but when it does kick off, it kicks off. But
yeah,
I thought the whole scene with a Ford Whitaker character. Talk about breathe it in. That was I was laughing about that. Like breathing the jet fumes so you get cancer. That's why you got the oxygen mask in the movie.
That's why he was breathing that in.
That's why he had the oxygen mask in Rogue One. He
What's
can't
up, Danny?
breathe.
Yeah, that burn was too slow for me. But
it was slow burn. It was slow burn. Very slow
Fletch,
burn.
You were saying before?
Oh no, I was because G May just said, you were saying that you were kind of half asleep, and G May just said he was kind of watching it. So I was just thinking to myself, you're kind of like watching one end and kind of watching something else, or are you just like watching it? I'm gonna pay attention to it and then doze off.
No, I was watching it and falling asleep watching it.
Dang.
Yeah, I was falling asleep watching it.
What do you compare
Yes,
it to?
Danny.
Like,
what do I compare it to?
yeah, what would you compare it to? Like, if you're explaining it to somebody like they're 5 years old and you would try to sell this show, how would you sell it?
It's like when you're
this is
sick
my
and
trailer.
you're going to get some sleep, take Nitol.
I would have to
Cheers.
go with Danny on that one right now. For me, it's like me putting on a documentary because I'm going to bed and I want to be put asleep.
So let me
Oh,
understand
God.
this. It's like you're saying that this could knock out the whole like ambient or other stuff industries. Like, you know, do you
Fletch,
feel
I'm saying this.
right?
And/or will help you get your Z's. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you think it should be. It should be marketed. The marketing is wrong then.
Y'all
It's like,
just some
y'all can't sleep?
uneducated,
You don't wanna take medicine?
undignified people. Y'all don't
Check out
understand. You can't
and/or
understand.
Call me ignorant. Call me dumb. I do not care.
It's an onion, man. It got layers to it, man.
Man, it's got too many layers, and my eyes were crying so much that they shut. I was literally watching it like this, DJ. Like, when I open at one point and
is
trying to
Gaspar.
keep the other. Dude,
So
man,
is it,
I
is
was
it
like one eye struggling, and the other one was trembling because.
Jaskar, when the bad batch is better, you know it's in trouble.
oh man.
Come
Oh,
on,
The thing is with this show, I find like it's gonna be the last 3 episodes that are gonna actually
make
it worth the while, you know. And for me, that kills it because there should be something like the end of the last episode was pretty cool. Like
how they walked away with the explosion.
Yeah, that was cool. But I
wish
want to see more of that.
I wish that scene was longer though. I wish that was a little bit long. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that part was longer. I wish the third episode focused more on that. You know, I get the first 2 building up to that. The last episode was more of the heist, you know, and then the assassination, I guess you would say, with Bix and the guy that basically messed her up. But
yeah.
So
So Shifty says,
I like the show. I know it's slow.
No, it's good. You like it, man. Like, it's interesting. Don't get me wrong. The whole spy thing, the bug, removing the bug, and all that.
Hey, on a serious note, I heard this in past. What didn't they like rape somebody or something on this one?
Yes,
it was big of a deal.
I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know. I mean,
it was attempted. It was.
Check. I took notes because I rewatched it before we went live while I was watching the hockey game, and like this is what this season has. It has rape in it. It has drugs to help you cope with your anxiety. It has let's do a revolution, and it has lesbian connotation.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's all that's in there, man.
I heard this from
The
somebody
lesbian thing is done because
they're
you're dead.
destroying the Star Wars. That's what I heard. I haven't watched it, so I can't see.
Again, they're over
exaggerating. Okay. I know people that you say it's not Star Wars because it's not the Star Wars we're used to getting. But these are all storylines that in a real imperial thing would happen. And then you have other people saying, well, it wasn't supposed to be too real to today's politics, right? And in the kind of way it is, you know,
but it's not just today's politics, it's history's politics. It's happened
exactly.
All every period of history had this kind of thing where, you know, during rebellions and during you know the imperial whatever, then the people in charge take advantage of the people that
absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with you.
And that what caused the rebellion. So to say that, oh, this is you know just today's politics, no, this is I look at this as more World War II because this whole episode was French Revolution to me.
Right. I've seen so many people talking comparing Andor to not the show, the character to Stalin. His history back by things that happened to Stalin in history that kind of link up to what he's going through. I don't know, man. I'm just saying that I get people that saying they don't feel this is Star Wars because Star Wars, what everybody sees an IP is different, right? How I agree. For me, that's what it is. Like it's everybody, you know, sees a character, a superhero character, and they react and associate with that character differently. Right, the same thing goes with, you know, Star Wars and stuff like that. And I get the people that say it's not their Star Wars and they're not going to watch it, and that's fine.
There's a lot of people out there who are really, you know, really engaged with the show, and I have live footage of somebody actually watching the show and how they react.
Yeah, that was pretty much me yesterday. I'm no joke, man. That was me, man. That was rough. That was rough. Maybe it's because I was overworked. I don't know.
I agree with what she said. This is feeling like a World War II resistance story, especially this episode with the French resistance and all that stuff. And on the radios and constantly code cracking and spying, that kind of stuff. This is an espionage show.
What's up, Dohan? Yeah, Shifted says hello. Andor is basically a World War II story. Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's how Star Wars was, right? That's the suits, the Imperial stuff.
The Nazi regime and all that. Yeah.
I'm really glad that some of us like it, some of us don't, because I hate going to channels where it's echo chambers.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree.
But, you know, that's
I agree with your criticism of it being a slow burn. I get how that could turn a lot of people off from the show. I understand it.
Yeah, should say way more interesting than Last. I didn't even see that. And the only reason why I watched Last of Us, I told you guys, because I heard everybody in social media going, "Oh my god, what happened?" And I'm like,
they said the viewing dropped third episode after that, which I was kind of expecting.
We got Somar in the chat. What is up with Taskmaster? Little what's up, y'all? Spoilers discussion. Well, apparently Taskmaster dies. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding. He says the games are so much better than this show. I'm gonna have to try and get those games on Steam because that's the only way I'll be able to play them.
Have you all seen the shows about the instant credit?
Of what?
Of Thunderbolts.
No, I stayed away from all that stuff.
I'm not watching anything until I see. I've only watched 2 trailers. I haven't watched no one talk about it. I refuse.
I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna stop. If this what they say it is, it's gonna be fire. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Well, let's dig into it, shall we? So they say Thunderbolts' first reviews are a breath of fresh air, ladies and gentlemen, for the MCU. Yeah. So critics say it's
from Christian Karloff.
Yep.
Really?
I heard one of the best MCU's movies.
Well, remember that's what I was saying. That's what I heard last week when I said the quick couple of things that I've heard quickly. But this is from an article from yesterday. It was yesterday on Rotten Tomatoes. It says critics say it's a welcome return from the franchise with thoughtfully fleshed out characters, spectacular visuals, engaging action sequences, and fantastic performance from Florence Pugh, whatever you want to call her.
Pew.
And I know a lot of people want to pew. And Lewis Pullman in particular. So let's just dig into a couple of comments here. It says the initial thoughts.
Is he he's the guy that plays the Captain America guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill one. I wish you would kill the ghost.
U.S. soldier.
U.S. agent. U.S. agent is Lewis Pullman.
U.S. agent.
No. Pullman is Sentry, isn't it?
Oh, Pullman Sentry. Yeah.
Sentry. Yeah.
Bob. Yeah. He's Bob.
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah. Bob likes Doritos. The initial thought might be to dismiss Thunderbolts as an also ran. That would be a mistake since this flick is one of Marvel's more successful efforts of late. Interesting. Thunderbolts is great superhero flick and one of the biggest surprises of 2025. Is it going to be a surprise just like Sinners?
Hey, let me ask you this. Does Red Guardian have super soldier serum?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the only one that actually has, and I think Ghost who have abilities. In Bucky, they are the only ones that are like actually have like enhancements.
Mm-hmm. So here we got
U.S. agent gonna have.
Oh yeah, he took
the serum and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
The only what's her
is Pew.
Pew, yeah.
Yeah. Pew is she's a Black Widow.
Elena.
She's a Black Widow.
She's the one that have powers. Enhancements, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Or as we say, Yolanda.
You know what's funny? The guy Lewis Pullman, he plays Bob in this. He played Bob in Maverick too. That was his call sign.
Oh, did he?
Really?
Yeah, that was his call.
That is funny.
Yeah,
That's
Maverick.
funny.
He was Bob.
Maybe he's like bad with scripts, and it's like, nah, we're just gonna call you the same thing in all the movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
so this is the sort of level that more superhero films should be at. Thunderbolts is a pleasant surprise. Thunderbolts is essential summer movie escapism and proof that perhaps the lethargic Marvel Studios can still capture lightning in a bottle. Previous few of these movies rise to the level of essential viewing. However, frivolous it may sound, Schreier's scrappy ensemble effort is anything but a one-off. Until its climatic collapse, Thunderbolts is good enough.
What I'm shocked about is they're releasing 2 MCU movies in the same month. I don't think I ever seen that done before.
Yeah.
2 in a month.
Yeah. If you found yourself falling out of love with the MCU over a messy multiverse saga, Thunderbolts could be just the movie to pull you back in.
Wow. That's something interesting.
It is interesting. Did I forget Austinator in the back room? No, okay, it isn't. Oh, okay, Austinator. Austinator, how you doing, bud? Sorry. I thought I left you in the back.
No, it's fine.
It's alive.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you sad because Andor was so terrible?
Well, I haven't seen the latest batch of episodes. I've went back on my word and watched a Star Wars show. I watched the first 3 episodes of Andor season 2. I didn't care for the first 3 episodes, and I have a feeling I'm not going to care for these next 3 either. So you can hear the enthusiasm in my voice.
Oh yeah, you're like oozing enthusiasm. I can tell. Like right after you're done this stream, you're gonna go watch them all.
Yeah, that's exactly my plan. Yeah, if I want to find something to fall asleep to, I'll watch Andor, I guess.
Oh yeah, it'll work. In my opinion, it'll work.
Andor, guaranteed.
To get your Z's. Yeah. So man, it looks like it's pretty decent here. Thunderbolts. Who's going to see it tomorrow?
I'm going.
Saturday.
That would be me.
Yeah, I'm going to tomorrow.
Me and my brother going tomorrow.
My wife is actually coming with me. Yeah.
To the theater. Well,
my wife actually said that she wants to come because we saw it in the we went to see the Star Wars yesterday, and she saw the trailer and she's like, "Oh, maybe I'll go check it out." So
we'll see episode 3 in the theaters.
Hey Fletch, you went to see Sith Revenge of the Sith?
Yes.
And how was it? How many people?
It was awesome. It was great because the theater was packed. It's literally like Tuesday, and there was family. There's people, like with T-shirts and stuff like that, and like getting the popcorn buckets, and it was great.
I think it'll still be strong next 2 or 3 weeks. Honestly, obviously, Thunderbolts is going to beat it in the next couple weeks. But
yeah, Thunderbolts I think is going to come on top.
I think it will hold steady.
Look at this though.
I heard the accountant was pretty decent.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Actually, on the weekend, Revenge of the Sith beat out the accountant.
Yeah, it did. It was packed on Tuesday night.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, it was like that theater that we went to is like a small theater. It's never packed, and I was like,
there's
a bunch of people here, and it was great.
It shows you the star power that Star Wars still has, but it's being mismanaged.
Well, that's what we said.
The nostalgia of the old school Star Wars.
You said it though. Even if they put out a bad movie, everybody's still gonna go see it in theaters. It's gonna
Mandalorian Grogu is gonna make.
It's gonna break box office numbers.
I don't care what Star Wars movie come out. I'm going to see it that first time.
Yeah.
Now, would you go see it if Andor was put into movie format?
You would.
That'd be hard to say, but I probably would just because of the Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know why they're putting stuff on streaming.
To me, Star Wars
is more cinema.
Star Wars is a simple recipe. You add a little bit of Sith, a little bit of Jedi, a little bit of lightsabers, a little bit of Star, and you got most of the time a hit. But why they won't stay true to that? Not all the time, because that last one was pretty rough. And they had all that. But
but I still have a plot.
Go ahead. I still think Rogue One's the best Disney movie. Star Wars.
Well,
Rogue One?
Yeah,
Rogue
One.
That's not a
this Star Wars Disney under Disney.
Yeah, but
I remember I got castrated when I got bastardized when I said that. I got put in
That's
shadows
not-
on when I
Oh,
said
you're
that.
not
I
that anymore.
don't
That's not a high
mind.
bar, though.
I don't hate Force Awakens. The other two I don't like.
But Force Awakens was pretty much a rehash of just like building up like a New Hope, right?
Yeah, New Hope. It was like their New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't mind that one.
No.
What I minded was The Last Jedi when they made it this epic fight between Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren, and it turned out to be a dud. That what really turned me off with that movie.
True.
I'm thinking Luke Skywalker gonna do something we ain't never seen Jedi do before.
100%, I agree with you.
And
he freaking flips it over his shoulder. We're all waiting for that second movie to see what happens, and he flips it over his damn shoulder. And drinking bloom like out of the teat of that whale animal or whatever.
Cow. Space cow.
Yeah, space cow, space, I don't know, whatever.
Space
Don't even,
cow.
I don't like, yeah. But look, it's pretty impressive, the box office right now. Let's see Revenge of the Sith do so well. Sinners is doing
your wife
super
took
well.
you to see Sinners?
Sinners made
No, my wife will never go see.
So Sinners made 5,500,000 on Monday, and then 6,800,000 on Tuesday.
Sinners only dropped 6% over the weekend. That is the first in a long time for a movie.
44.5% plus 14%.
Other than in game and stuff like that, I don't. That's probably one time I haven't seen it drop that much.
Well, you got Tom Cruise that's promoting this movie as well. Who was the other actor?
Ben Stiller,
Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon as well.
A lot of celebrities came out back in the film saying this is amazing. Yeah, so I think that with the celebrities back in the movie,
See, white people like this movie too, guys.
That's a bigger boost for the Academy Awards, for the Oscars.
And I also saw somebody say, I can't remember who had said it, but maybe it was Fatal. I'm not certain. But you think it would have been better or worse if Jonathan Majors was the brother?
No.
I don't think so. I think it would have hurt it. Is true, if that
would have hurt it,
I would think it would have hurt it.
That would have brought controversy to the movie.
Correct.
And people wouldn't have not.
Well, I'm saying, had he not gone through that controversy, it would have been.
It would have.
Maybe, but I like the twin aspect though.
Let's say Jonathan was Smoke and Michael B. Jordan was Stack. Would it hurt it?
If you didn't have the controversy,
I think Jonathan Majors would be a better Smoke than Stack.
Yes. Yes, Jonathan Majors has that.
I can see him as
acting prowess for it. Yeah.
Well, the one thing is gonna hurt.
I think Michael B. Jordan would be better Smoke, because Smoke was the more calm, level-headed one, whereas Stack was the one that was more little wild. So I think it will reverse.
I don't know, man, but I think Michael B. Jordan did an amazing job playing both.
He definitely should be nominated, in my opinion.
Yeah, he should be.
I don't know if he'll win it, because I don't know if there could be something better
I think that boy should get at least supporting actor. I mean.
Michael Carter.
Nomination.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're gonna get best music.
Oh yeah. Even maybe costume.
They might get best cinematology, but I definitely think they're gonna win best music.
Well, who did the score? It's the same guy who did for Black Panther. He won that.
Yeah, a white guy.
I think
plus
39 a costume designer.
That's crazy. Look at that, man. 4.8% drop only.
It's
what's killing me is the people going in the rabbit hole telling other people don't go. It's an evil movie.
My wife is one of those people. Like when I had to wait till after the holiday.
I do think that and that's what we've seen.
I get that point.
A lot of people that did hurt a little bit because you saw it the next weekend. It did almost better the next weekend.
Yeah, because nobody could go see it the first weekend.
Yeah. If you're religious and you're practicing.
I mean, look. In the United States,
that's why I went before and after.
No, I mean,
go ahead, Fletch. You were saying, Fletch?
Oh, the majority of Black communities in the United States are religious, and the majority of Latino audience, which by far go see horror movies, action movies on the most. Like you'll see the audience score, and the majority of them are religious as well. So it's like, that was going to be the bump. And if you saw the numbers show that it was almost more, basically, that came through for it. But the one thing that's going to hurt it is that Thunderbolts is kicking them out of all the IMAXs.
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw that.
Yeah.
So
But I saw today that the center IMAX was full, and it was nowhere near as full. It was like 2 rows in the Thunderbolts.
I've checked the tickets over here in a couple of movie theaters. I haven't seen, like, there's just like a few seats sold for Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
Thunderbolts.
Whereas
So
center,
it's just
center,
like,
I got a few here too.
Because
The theater's down.
He promoted it in IMAX, the way they filmed it and everything.
Yeah, because it's shot on IMAX.
Yeah.
He got all the.
Well, he shot it different. He shot it a whole different thing. I think Danny.
Yeah, but I mean, the process was designed for the IMAX, like he said it.
Yeah.
It was because IMAX actually promoted it. They did the whole Kodak did a whole documentary about him doing the stuff and the takes and all stuff. It was like a sign for IMAX, and the fact that it's getting kicked out for something that we know getting well was not shot for IMAX.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna hurt it a lot.
That's gonna hurt it a little bit.
Only got 2 weeks in IMAX. It's kind of
yeah. It's that's gonna hurt a little bit. And then we have like other movies coming out, so it's like it's funny because if we notice like some of these season, like we were kind of like in a desert, and now we're like we got a bunch of movies, so it's almost like they're one on top of another. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
From now on, it's going to be stacked.
Yeah, it's going to be stacked. It's going to be crazy.
Talking about being stacked.
Well, hold on, guys. Before, I just want to say it's really refreshing to see movies like Sinners doing well, like seeing movies like original like movies like Sinners do well, and not the same old sequel or
IP.
100%.
Right.
We always ask for original content, and we finally got it, and it's doing really good. So
yeah.
And I just hope that I think the word of mouth is definitely helping this movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Stay consistent at least, and hopefully it gets a long theater, like it stays in theaters for a good 2 months in order to make money. Because I think it cost $90 million to make.
So
it has to make about what 250, 300 million.
So there's been a breakdown. They said it has to make 170 if you add in the home entertainment. If you take it out, it's 135 million. But then there's a fight over the marketing. With the marketing costs almost 50 million. So you add that with the budget. So it's interesting.
So it has to make more than 300 million in order to make some kind of.
I think if it makes 200, I think it makes 200 million. I think it's good to go.
I'm tired of people thinking, oh, this movie doesn't make 300 million the first opening weekend. It's not a good movie.
No,
we've
seen that in the past with other movies, right? That we enjoyed and it didn't do that well. Right. It's all about taste.
All I gotta say is the best line in the movie was Mary and Stack at the train station. That had me rolling in.
When you stuck your tongue in my coos.
I was like, oh, damn.
I was like, what?
Now, that came out of nowhere. I was not expecting that to come out of her mouth. I was like, what?
She told him.
Yeah.
You got coos.
He didn't know where to run.
Like, shut your mouth.
I have an image here. Yeah. That's crazy. But no, it's great. It was a great movie.
Great movie. I'm going to buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm definitely adding to my collection.
Buy that physical media, guys. Yeah. Buy it.
It's dying. It's dying. It is dying. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna might do some investment, and I might see it for a third time. I think.
Yeah. No, my wife won't see that movie. I don't even. If it comes out on streaming, maybe I can get her to see it.
I've been telling people it's not technically. I mean, it's a horror movie, but it's not one of those slasher gory movies.
No. That's what a lot of people.
It has some gore in it, but it's like what 3 jump scares in the whole movie.
Was it 3? I only counted. I felt like 2 only.
There's a couple like when it flashes.
I don't know, right off the beginning, I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. That one is like maybe 2 more during it, but other than that, I mean, it's not really like, oh my God,
Side note, Jack O'Connor.
Hey, honey, would you go see Sinners? No,
come on.
No way.
Come on.
Would you watch it at home with the light on? You hear that? I don't bring that diabolical crap to my house.
Jack O'Connor actually learned how to Irish dance. He Irish danced a long time ago, and they used to call him Jumping Jack, I guess.
Yeah, that whole cast is really good, and I watched some of their interviews. They all vibe together. I watched behind the scenes.
That's the thing. It's starting to act the same way with Thunderbolts. I'm starting to see a little vibe.
When
the cast and crew can vibe together, it's going to translate to the stream. So
yeah.
I have a buddy of mine that just messaged me. He goes, "The Nun is the most." What does he say? The Nun is the most terrifying movie. LOL. The Nun. I didn't see it. Never seen it. Anyways, anything scary that takes like church and religious stuff, man, that just freaks me out. That ain't clowns. Kids,
little kids. That creeps me out.
Weapons.
Oh, I could tell you a story.
Nope.
So I could tell you a story. When back in the day when my kids were younger, in my apartment that we lived in,
Daddy is a man in the closet.
Long hallway. It had a long hall. So I used to wait till they went to bed and everything, and I would game. And this is when the Wii came out. So I had the Wii Sports, and it had all these challenges.
Yeah.
So my wife and I were very competitive. So I would stay up, practice, do all this.
Mine are back, get better.
Yeah, exactly. So one night, and I'm not the person to leave lights on or anything like that. Like everybody's in bed.
Yeah.
Everything's dark. And all of a sudden, I look down the hallway, and I'm like, "Frick, man! It looks like I see something." So I'm looking down the hallway, and I'm like, and then the couch is right here, to the hallway, right? I'm like, shit, something's kind of moving. I'm like, what the freak is that? Turn on the light. It's my daughter in her nightgown, right? With her hair all in front of her face, just standing there. She was sleepwalking. I had to take her and bring her back to her bed. But when I saw that, I went, holy crap.
I'm sorry.
I jumped, man.
I'm sorry.
I freaking jumped.
They probably I would have got a call from the school for child abuse because I probably would have hit my daughter or something. My daughter was young. And she was at my house one night, and I fell asleep on the couch, and I woke up, and she was standing over looking at me. I about hit a punch her in the chest. I was like, I had to cut myself.
What was that movie with the girl in the hallway with the hair down though?
It was
a scary movie. Annabelle? No, not Annabelle.
I'm thinking of the two little girls in The Shining.
The Shining.
Oh, maybe that's it.
But the girl with the nightgown, that's like the ring. Was it the ring?
Unless you talk about The Exorcist.
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah, OG one.
The OG. My sister traumatized. I think that's what happened. My sister traumatized me with horror movies when I was a kid. Like she would watch them, I'll be there.
I watched that thing on TV, and I was still like, God, hell no.
My daughter was weird when she was like 5 and 6, 7 years old, and she would come to my house for the weekend, and I would go to bed, wake up, and her TV be on because she would fall asleep with TV on. So I'll go in there. She done snuck and put like Freddy Krueger on and all these. I'm like, your mom is going to kill me, but she likes. This is a young age. She liked horror movies.
First time I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was in the States, and we had
the original one,
the OG, yeah. On Betamax.
Oh wow!
It was on Betamax. Yeah. And I remember watching that, and it's like my mom was there, my dad was in the kitchen talking with the family. They're like, "Oh yeah." They told the daughter, "I'll put something on for him, something he'll find." Like, do you like? I remember I was like, what, 9? She's like, "Do you like scary movies?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care." I should put that movie on. I was like,
"Yeah." I remember.
I was driving home. I was like,
I think I was like 7 or 8, and we had a family reunion. So all my older cousins were in town, and they were gonna watch. They were like 13 and 14 at the time. I was like 7, 8. And they were going to watch Candyman. My mom said I couldn't watch it. Well, I snuck up and watched it with them.
The OG, right? The
OG one. I didn't rewatch that movie until I
May
was like
rest in peace,
25
that
years
actor.
old. That movie terrified me as a kid. It traumatized me. I didn't watch it. I was like 25 years old again. Yeah.
I used to do that around the house to my wife. My wife used to,
Yeah.
don't you say it. And
Oh
I'd be like,
yeah. That's why, like when I got older in middle school, that whole Bloody Mary thing, I refused to do that. I was like, no, y'all playing with some. No. I will never touch a Ouija board. Never touch a Ouija board. I will never do any kind of like Bloody Mary stuff like that. Nah.
Yeah. No, my wife was conditioned by her mom. Like, you watch those movies in your house, you're inviting bad mojo into the house.
My brother is all of our family was the first to see The Exorcist when it came out in the theater, and he told me the audience reaction. He told me, he's like, you don't understand. There's people puking,
people running out. I heard people running
out. He's like, really? He's like, yeah, because we used to have a big old theater right here in our own hometown, and he's like, dude, you don't understand. The people. I sat there. He took a date. And she had her eyes closed like crazy. He's like, she wasn't looking nothing. And I said, did you ever see the director's cut? Man, I don't want to see the director's cut.
Speaking of horror movies, how do y'all feel about all these horror movies being remade now? Because now
I'm annoyed with all that.
We had Stream, now we have Final Destination, and now I know you did last summer.
I haven't seen the trailer to.
It looks all right. Only reason I'm excited about it because it has my love of my life, Jennifer Love Hewitt, in it. So you know,
1973 it came out.
Oh yeah,
and it grossed worldwide 431 million.
What movie?
The Exorcist,
the original.
Oh,
the OG.
No, it's not that. But that.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with your wife on that. I ain't got nothing.
No, Danny, I was telling my brother saw it because he, first time he told me like, he said, dude, you want to see that? I saw it on television. I was
like Salem's Lot, man. I will never watch Salem's Lot ever.
Oh, really?
The original? Ooh, no.
Candyman. That was one of the ones took me a long time to rewatch.
Hellraiser fucked me up.
That's just weird. That's just weird.
I don't remember watching that. That's the one with the needles, right?
Yeah.
Pinhead.
It wasn't scary. It was weird to me. Yeah. Porn, that scared me. I had little kids. I'm hearing that's terrifying to me.
So what was the first?
An Omen.
Yeah, Omen. Yeah,
Pet Cemetery.
Yeah,
Pet Cemetery. The OG.
Yeah.
I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. Billy Idol singing that thing.
My little boy came back to life.
Yeah. When it comes up with little kids, I like the little kid stuff.
Best of that old boy.
DJ say nope.
I'm chasing messed me up too. It was kind of funny. It was that kind of scary funny that the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yeah,
that was good.
That
was good. All those OGs are freaking great. And
Freddy wasn't scared because he was funny. Like he was comical to me during he was all messing with the kids and everything. Now I think
I didn't care for
sequels went to garbage.
I didn't care for Michael Myers either.
No, I wasn't a big Michael Myers fan.
Those are just jump scares. They're not like scary.
I didn't care for either one of them.
Got Brooke in the house again. Hey, Brooke, hope you're doing well. She says, I was forced to watch the first Keepers Creepers
while
I was getting my hair braided as a kid. Keepers Creepers, Jeeper Keepers. I don't know.
Have y'all seen
Keepers Creepers? Is fun. It's
stupid.
Boy.
No, that's the bad thing when you're getting your hair
Have y'all seen the other ones are horrible? They're bad.
Yeah, they're bad.
When you get them kids trapped on that bus.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, but the rest of them, no.
Yeah. Man, I was gonna say. So, what was your first movies that you like? First horror movie, like what was the first one
that I remember?
Salem's Lot.
Yeah, Candyman.
Salem's Lot. Any?
Yep.
Austinator.
I think it was Halloween. I think
the first one.
Yeah. It was either that or the Rob Zombie one.
Okay.
Oh wow, make me feel old. I watched that in high school.
G probably got a call. Fletch, which one was your first scary movie? Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
For me was was Friday the 13th, and I saw like 3 of them that day. It was Friday the 13th, Halloween.
You saw 3 scary movies in the same day?
Yes. My parents weren't home. My sister was watching scary movies. That's what I watched.
She's trying to mess you up.
She did. Literally. And then the last one that really freaked me out was Sleepaway Camp.
Really?
Yeah. Because there was a scene, I still remember this day. There was a scene that the girl killed another girl with a curler, right? Like a hair curler.
Mm.
And like she sticks it somewhere to the other girl, right? So and then she goes, I'm like watching, I'm like, what did she do with it? Like telling my sister, what did she do with it? And I was like, young, right? So I'm like, what did she do with it? What did she do with it? What do you think she did with it? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. What did she do with it? My sister looks at me. She stuck it up her vagina, okay? And I was like, huh?
Wow.
I was like, damn.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh. Yeah, that was like that just traumatized me after. I was like, every time I saw a hair curler, I was like,
there's a movie called
God damn, he scored 3-0. Damn,
a movie called Shutter, but the Japanese version of it is
I know you're
better
talking
than
about.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a good scary. That kind of creeped me out.
Man, my Habs are losing 3-0 second period.
What's the one with the dark side or the dark one? We had the two brothers.
Two brothers.
I think was it Coley McCulkin one? The darker half. The darker half.
Oh, what was that called?
The darker half.
Is it darker half?
I'm gonna look it up.
I think it's a darker half.
Darker half.
I'm gonna get in a band.
The darker half, 1993. Timothy Hutton, Amy Madigan, Michael Rooker, and Julie Harris. That one grossed 10 million, 11 million worldwide.
I don't think I ever saw Salem's Lot.
Man, the first Salem's Lot, Stephen King.
The original one? Yeah.
See, Basel, I like you. I do. And it's okay. The Capitals are the better team. That is. We weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs.
You know what I wish we would do another one of? Brightburn.
Brightburn was awesome.
Give me
I saw that
too,
was
man.
last year, the year before that was the first time I saw that.
Give me like a sequel.
They were supposed to create kind of like a universe because it's like with each of the DC heroes.
But make them dark.
See, if I was them, I would have done the injustice. They should have done the injustice with that.
Well, that was supposed to lead to it. So they were supposed to do Brightburn, which was Superman. Then they were supposed to do a Batman one and a Wonder Woman one, and leading to like them getting together, like a Dark Justice or Injustice.
Well, at the end, in the end scene credit, they alluded to Wonder Woman, the girl with a rope.
Yeah,
I want to think it was Aquaman. I don't think it was Batman.
Yeah, it was Aquaman. You're right. It was at the end of Aquaman. There was a Aquaman reference.
Since we're just touching the Superman topic, did you hear about a possible plot leaks?
I don't.
Lex Luthor uses monkeys to troll the hero online and sway public opinion against him. I'm like,
you better
really?
You better get tarred and feathered. Oscar, you keep talking about this.
What's that?
You didn't get tarred and feathered. Look at DJ.
Oh no, I'm just tired. Always, leak for this, leak for that. I don't care about leaks no more. I'd stay away from all that stuff now because I want to see a movie for what it is. It's not be influenced.
I'm the total opposite. As soon as I saw that thing, it says, "Gonna tell me what the end scene credit." I click right on it. Click.
I still want to go in with. I still want to go
as little, you know.
I think I've seen only 3 trailers of the
just like
Thunderbolts.
You can talk about it, but it ain't the experience is what it is. I don't care.
Yeah. So I really don't care about this, to be honest with you. I'm just saying it's crazy how
I don't think he's going to be a good Lex Luthor.
No, you don't think so? Why?
When I see Lex Luthor, man, I see someone older, or I see Michael Rosebaum.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I see is Beast with a bald head.
So what's that called when someone they typecast?
Now he may sway me, But right now, I'm like, it's gonna be hard to beat Michael Rosenbaum. It's gonna be even harder to beat the guy that plays Lex Luthor in Superman and Lois. So he may sway me. I'm not saying he won't sway me, but right now, the cinema Lex Luthors have not been up to par because Kevin Spacey, I didn't think he did a good job as Lex Luthor. He was the last one in the big movies, right?
Was it him? Kevin Spacey? Yes.
Yes. Superman Returns.
Yes, what's up? Look who we got. We got Mr. Culture Casino in the house, man. It's been a minute, Culture. Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Culture?
I don't think Secret Wars making money or maybe not even being made, and Superman may not break even.
How much is Superman now?
The budget?
Yeah.
Good question. I don't know.
Supposedly they weren't doing any reshoots, but now supposedly they are doing reshoots. And I think when they weren't doing research,
180 million.
Already at 200. So
180 million times 3 is how much?
Oh, the times 3 rule?
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. It says 180 million, but however the rumor is the budget, they're over 364 million.
I don't think it's that much. I think it's gonna make $500 million. Just because on Superman name alone. We hadn't seen a Superman movie since Man of Steel.
You talking about he's off the rip, Danny? 500 million?
I think it's gonna make 500 million. Now, will it make $1 billion? I don't know. But you gotta remember now, Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man are the 3 most popular named superheroes globally.
Yeah.
I do not see Aquaman making more money than Superman. I just don't. It may, but what did Aquaman 2 make?
Aquaman 2?
It didn't make money.
No one cared about that movie.
That was dead in the water.
I actually haven't seen it, honestly.
I watched it several times. Actually, in some places, it's better than the first one. The interaction between him and his brother is much more compelling than it is in the first one.
It made 439 million.
I think
if it makes 500, it's probably going to be seen as a failure because if it doesn't make, I think Man of Steel made over 600. So if it makes less than the Man of Steel,
everybody's going to compare to everybody's going to compare to Man of Steel. So I think it needs to, for the public to say it's successful, 800. But I'm with Danny. I think it can make 500 easily.
It's gonna make that easy.
The only problem is it's in the month of July or
the only thing that may hurt it June. What may hurt it? What's going to hurt it? DJ
Fantastic Four.
Is that
no Jurassic Park? Jurassic Park is
going to hurt both of them.
Jurassic Park
is going to hurt both of them. Yeah, Jurassic Park is going to hurt both of them.
But you know now, and I don't want to get to it, but if the end scene credit for what I'm hearing, that's going to help Fantastic Four.
Yeah, because they need everything to tie together now, right? Things haven't been tying together.
I've been saying that for how long? They need to get back to tying these things together. That's what made you go see a Marvel movie back in the day. Even if the movie was bad, you wanted to see the end credit scene to see what was coming next.
The end credit scene, what they said is on the video that I watched, it is going to vastly help Fantastic Four.
Yeah, well, time will tell. Time will tell. We'll see what happens with this. But this little plot leak about social media hounding. I don't know about it.
You know one thing? I think if I keep hearing that Superman is going to be kind of jokey, that may hurt it. I think if it's the most serious tone, like the first Superman, was very serious. But Superman 3 and Superman 4.
You talking about the Christopher Reeve ones?
Yeah.
Superman 3, when I see Christopher Reeve, I'm like, man.
What's the one he had? The comedian,
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. That was 3. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, see, and I kind of agree with what Danny says too, because like, one of the big concerns that I kind of have with Superman Legacy is because knowing James Gunn is that Superman's gonna be way too jokey. Like, I don't mind there being lightheartedness and like some jokes in there, but there needs to be a good blend between the serious, like Superman being serious and having like that, like I'm like a hero, like kind of type of thing, and then having like the very lighthearted Superman where he's like saving like cats from trees. Like there's a good fine line. Like I don't want it to be like Zack Snyder's Superman where it's serious and dark
and gloomy.
It needs to be 70% Zack Snyder, 30% Gunn. That's what
you know what's dark and gloomy? The fact that Shifty, I saw Love and Thunder like 3 times.
Wow.
But back to what Austin, the tag on what Austin said, I think he could do it. Because look at Guardians 3.
Yeah,
that movie was very jokey, but all the stuff was rocket.
That's some dark tones too.
That had some dark tones to it. So if he can balance it like that, I think we're fine, which I think he can do.
Right.
Yeah. Superman 3, he says, is one of my guilty pleasure movies.
Wow, don't say that out loud, bro.
oh,
everybody got that guilty pleasure.
The dumb fight. The dumb fight was awesome. Yeah. There's actually WB has a YouTube channel which has like summarizes all the fights of the Christopher Reeve Superman, so you can watch all the fights.
Just the fight scenes.
Yeah, just the fight scenes.
When I see it, the special effects does not hold up. When he's fighting Zod and the other two, oh my goodness!
Well, that's you talking about like mid 1980s.
Yeah, I'm saying the story holds up. I still like the story.
Yeah.
But the special effects were like,
but back then you were like, oh, this is amazing. This
I mean back then,
When you do it, man. When I was a kid, I watched those movies. Like I didn't. It's only when I became adult I started analyzing everything and saying, oh, this sucks.
What did Quest of Peace had some yacht, whatever the hell it was? That the one?
The Quest of Peace was when
the nuclear
Lex Luthor made the Nuclear Man.
Yeah.
Nuclear Man, yeah.
And the third one was with the woman becoming a robot, right, in the cave there.
That's
or
correct.
The machine. Yeah.
That was the bad guy's sister.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, it's almost like he did get kind of like the coloring right. You know, the brightness of it is not as dark.
I like the tones of the movie, honestly, the colors and everything.
Yeah, so the color's bright. It's not as, nothing is like, the patina that sometimes some of this.
I ain't got to turn my brightness up on the TV when I'm watching Zack Snyder's Superman.
Yeah, so it doesn't have that darkness on it. It doesn't have those. Yeah.
What I can see from the Fortress of Solitude, it's the baddest one I've seen yet.
I agree, Danny. I agree. That's the baddest one. Yeah.
There's a point going on here where you had the first Superman, the second Superman was good, and then it got clowny. It's the same way when you have Batman with Michael Keaton. The first two were good, then it got clowny.
With George Clooney. Bat nipples.
Yeah, but listen, Batman and Robin, though, the George Clooney
bat nipples
was not.
You remember that?
It's guilty pleasure.
What are you saying, Austin?
Sorry,
you broke up.
The Batman and Robin, the George Clooney one. That one.
I didn't like the Val Kilmer one.
That one's not bad.
The best thing about those movies was the McDonald's cups you got. The little glass.
Those
cups.
were awesome.
Remember those?
My heart broke when my last one shattered.
And I love Tommy Lee Jones, but he was the worst Two-Face I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, he was. Shit.
What did you think about Jim Carrey?
Best Riddler.
He was good. He was good.
Yeah.
I would like to see him tackle the Joker.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think he's too jokey. He's more psychotic.
I think.
Wait! Didn't he do a horror movie though that he was serious or something?
He did.
He's done a few serious roles. Yeah,
he's done serious roles.
Yeah,
but he got typecast. Like it's hard to see him in a serious role. I know he tried to switch it up later in his career, get more serious, but it's hard to see that person that is known for that kind of comedy do something serious.
It's like Mr.
The Foe as a Joker. He can pull off the craziness.
Oh, Defoe.
Yeah. He's got those crazy eyes he can pull. So
yeah. When he's transforming from Norman to the Goblin, you can see the look in his face.
Dude, the one in the Tom Holland Spider-Man, he was freaking. Oh, when he was fighting, that's one of the best fights.
Awesome.
He was
great. He was great in that.
He was iconic.
He was great in that, man. He was great in that.
Now I don't know you guys got it up there, Gascar, but we got these the State Farm commercial with the Batman. Well, the full one at the end, there's some guy that like the Joker. I'm like, who is this guy? Because he looks psychotic. Yeah, it's on. I think the whole full commercials on YouTube, but they don't show it on TV much. But
I saw it for a little bit, and then they stopped showing it. I don't know why.
I don't either. But somebody's asking, who's this cat?
It's the Bateman, right?
Big man.
All right,
even the Two-Face looked better on that one. Shoot.
Before we wrap it up, a little bit of politics. Yes, we had our election. The guy that I wanted to win didn't win.
You could thank our boy for that.
Well, that video. That's a partial reason. But
that video I sent you, did you kind of agree with what they were saying? Because I'm just saying, like, I'm surfing with all politics.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I agreed with the majority of things he said, because the Pierre Poilievre, he didn't really change what he was saying throughout the whole thing, especially after Trudeau was gone, and I didn't realize that until I watched that video and other videos. Yeah, it's true, and then we'll see what happens. It's a minority government, so that means most likely in another 2 years we'll probably have another election.
What I'm confused of, so how do y'all pick a prime minister? Because they said they're not putting a prime minister up, that party.
Well, this is the thing, Pierre Poilievre. Okay, how it goes is our city here, we have an MP, a person that represents and gets a seat in the parliament, right?
So like a senator or a congressman,
basically. So basically, my area is extremely liberal. Like Montreal, the surrounding areas, extremely
major cities. Most major cities.
Yeah. So even if I vote for the other guy, it's like I can't say my vote is wasted, but it doesn't really do anything, right? It only does something if it's a close race, right, where it comes to count. But then they calculate all that, right? All those winners, and whoever that party is, he wins. But the problem is, if the prime minister or the runner-up in their riding, right, because those are called ridings, where he's the MP, if they don't win, he doesn't have a seat. So then
the guy who lost his seat, right?
Correct. But this is the thing, though. He lost his seat, and I didn't know this was true. I thought it was bullcrap until I looked into it. But apparently, in his riding, they had 90 people to vote from, independent people. They put a bunch of people on that thing.
So that's like a district, basically. We call them
so basically, they're saying, "Oh, that was done on purpose, and this and that
to divide the vote up and everything."
Divide the vote up, and myself, we have this here in Quebec. We have a huge party that is in the federal that's called the Bloc, and they're separatists, right to the heart. And he said in one of the debates, he goes, "I don't want to become prime minister." Right there, I'm like, he's saying he doesn't want to be prime minister. Remove his party, so that the votes don't get spread out, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people said, "Oh, if that would have happened, then it would have been a majority government." At least it would have been a majority government, right? And I'm not happy with it.
At least y'all have more than one party. I wish we had more than one party.
We have too many parties. We have too many.
Our two-party system is messed up.
We have a party called the Rhinoceros Party. I thought it was saw that on my ballot. I'm like, wow, Spider-Man. Yeah, so it's crazy. We'll see what happens.
We have what I think they call them rhinos. Was it Republican only in name, something like that?
Yeah, rhinos.
Yeah.
Since I heard the election is actually a contest where they sit all the candidates down on and the one who is able to drink 5 shots of maple syrup prime minister. I would be prime minister like this. I used to drink freaking maple syrup. My mom used to get mad at me. I used to take the maple syrup jug and go.
Yeah, you're a true Canadian.
Yeah, and that's what my wife says. She goes, "Yeah, you're more Canadian than anything else." I guess. But yeah,
does she mean it as a compliment?
I don't know. I'm still debating it. Depends on the day, actually.
I will ask you a question, Gascard. If we're talking surface level politics, do you think our boy down here, the statements he made about y'all being 51st state, has brought Canadians more together up there?
No,
as united against that, or I've heard people say
we got united. Yes, the whole even
I'm hearing a lot of Canadians say they want to be more
even Quebecers
more self-sufficient now.
Yeah, But see, that's the thing, that Carney, the guy who won, took a lot of the things that Poilievre was saying before Carney came as the replacement for Trudeau, and kind of regurgitated what Poilievre said, right? So I hope so. I hope I honestly hope that he goes on his promises, invests in military, because our military is almost not even existent, right? We do have one, but it's like pathetic. You know, reinvest in the military, we have so many natural resources that we just manage it very badly. Like we don't have the refineries and stuff. So basically we export to the States and then we buy it back. Our own oil, we buy it back, refined.
Talk about
like,
military. Y'all should buff your military because we're probably won't be in NATO the way things are going.
But see, that's why we're still part of NATO. So we basically
we might not be part of NATO anymore. You know,
so I don't know how that's going to affect things, but listen, at the end of the day, everything that Trump has said, it was a wake-up call. That's the way I take it. It's a wake-up call. And did his comment stuff interfere with the election in a way? It did, because Canadians, the liberal Canadians, don't have a pair of balls to go, shit, we need a real change. Let's go vote for this other guy, right? They got scared and they just played it safe and go with what they know, right? So that's what happened, in my opinion.
Wow.
But no, let's see what's going to happen, because now there's a whole thing going on, because the west of Canada is now talking, like Alberta is talking about separating from Canada.
No, we hear all the time.
We
hear that all the time.
Yeah, because
like Texas is going to separate and all that stuff.
Because they're tired of, because basically the party is,
they're more French though, right? That's not French.
What happened is it's basically the East that decides who the prime minister is, because the population's in Ontario and Quebec. So the moment Ontario and Quebec, liberals is a majority, that's it. The West is conservative and they can't do anything about it. So they're not happy with who's being elected. Unless for some fluke, it is, the blue party, the conservatives. But
it's like here in the States.
I'm curious how it's going to tie out, because the premier who governs that area is changing laws regarding referendum votes. So I'm going to be checking that out, how that's going to unroll, because that's going to be really interesting.
Well, it's like here in the States, there are, our liberal states like California, New York, they have more GDP in most countries in this world. Most of our money comes from California and New York and Texas, because their GDP is so high.
Mm-hmm.
I think California is 10th in the world now as far as GDP. I'm talking about for countries, it's like 10th in the world. So
it's interesting times in this country. So
in the world. But
for me, this is the first time I've ever seen unity, and then an election, and then the West talking about separating and becoming their own thing.
So you might still lose part of your country. Basically, so there's been 51st state.
What worries me is, and people say it's far-fetched and stuff like that, but I don't think it's far-fetched, because if something like that happens, if the Americans just decide to go, you know what? Yeah, we can help you out.
I mean,
to that West, I know they don't want to be American, but if the muscles are flexed, what could we do? But I don't think that's going to come to, because then it's going to lead to some other global military ramifications. So I don't think that's ever going to happen. And I honestly don't think that's what they want. The American government wants.
We'll call it East Alaska.
Yeah, East Alaska. But no, but apparently Trump and Carney spoke.
Yeah, I mean, world leaders always do it. Yeah.
No, but apparently Trump said he's a true gentleman or something. I don't know. Yeah, he didn't say anything bad. So we'll see what happens, man. But I'm just saying, like, my wife and I were like, wow, we were shocked. We were really shocked. We thought that we were going to be surprised. Not the way we wanted, but we got surprised. But anyway, I told my wife, I'm like, hey, let's move out west. So it was like, my life is really expensive out west. It's insane.
Oh, the Moosai.
But besides that, man, Danny, tell the good people where they can find you, good sir.
You can find me on my channels on Mondays, Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, you can find me with these guys here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. when I'm available. And Sundays, Storms Live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with these two gentlemen here, DJ and Guy Scar, and also Robert Storms.
Yeah, man, he hasn't been bopping up.
I think his work schedule changed, so he's been.
Oh, so he's like, he finishes at 9, right?
Does he? I think so.
He doesn't go to work till 9.
Yeah, he goes in later now. So yeah, before he was working while we were
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes in at 9 and gets off at 5.
Gotcha.
5, yeah. So he's working. He's probably just now getting to work now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oscillator.
Hello, you can find me on my channel for a wrestling show I do on Fridays. Then you can find me. Chris Knight got his computer fixed somewhat.
I saw that.
So,
I saw that.
Yeah.
You know what? So you can find me on the Andor Roundtable on Sundays, as well as you can find me on Storms Nation on Sundays after Storms Live. And you can find me usually here on the Hangout when I can make it. Guys, thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, good to see you, man. All right, G Major.
Yo.
Make sure you pick up his album, by the way.
Yes. Hold on. So you can find me at Major What Up, though. I'll be talking about some stuff. I'll be doing a short about the review on the Thunderbolts probably tomorrow because I'm going to see it. And then you can find me on Music Channel, G.Major. And in the chat, just put it up. My album is out for sale. It is doing better than I thought it would.
That's great, man.
That's good.
So it's out, and just forewarn you guys, it's coming from the UK, so money's involved, but it's doing great. The joint, I'm pretty happy about it, and been getting a lot of praise for it and everything. So I'm enjoying everything. So hey, thanks for having me. I'll be here next Wednesday for sure.
Cool. And Mr. DJ.
What's up, y'all? I'm DJ. You find my channel Token Black Guy. You find me here on Wednesday nights, of course, and Sunday night with Danny and Gaskar on Robert Storms Live at 7 p.m. Yeah, I've been a little busy with work, so I haven't put out that much content, but hopefully next week I get back in the swing of things and put some more content out. So keep an eye out for that.
Scuola. And Fletch, man. Dile a la gente donde encontrarte.
Oh, toda la gente me puede encontrar acá en mi canal. Está en el tag en el chat.
English, man. English.
Speak English.
Spanish, mother trucker. Don't you know it?
Isn't it the second official language?
Mexicans know Spanish. Y'all should know it too. Check it out. Tomorrow, probably gonna live stream Indignant Desert Birds. Check it out. We're gonna be talking all the craziness happening in the Pope and over here, and gonna put up some clips on there on Indignant Desert Birds. So I had some shorts on Fletcher Sucker Games channel, and Friday I'll be Carmen Pasha and Polly on Lights Camera Action. I think it's 5 o'clock over here in the Midwest, and then Sunday, producing George the Giant Slayer at 2 p.m. So
nice.
Check it out.
Oh, you're behind the scenes on that?
Yeah, I do the back. I do the back.
Nice,
George.
Man. Yeah, George is awesome.
Yes,
cool
he
cat.
is.
Cool cat. So saying that, guys, thank you everybody in the chat, everybody in Rumble, and I think we stuck another one landing, guys, right?
Hey, check out me and Gaskar sometimes streaming.
Sometimes we're on Warzone live. We were actually on one the other day. I'm actually jump up after I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat them.
All right.
And do my tours around my house, make sure my ladies are fine, and then jump on and probably stream as well a couple of rounds of Warzone. Yeah,
I might jump on with you. I've been playing that Expedition 33. So good.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, it's so good. Yeah, game of the year.
Really?
Okay. It'd be a nominee. Yeah.
Interesting.
Only 30 people work on that game. 30 developers made that game. AAA game.
Yeah. Nice. So saying that, guys, thank you so much for everybody on the chat here and everybody on Rumble and everybody that's going to rewatch this later. And saying that, we are out of here.